Welcome back to my channel. Subscribe, like, and share your comments in the comment section below. Ever since the collapse of the Soviet Union, R. has continued to harbor significant resentment against independent Ukraine, the country it still thinks of as a critical part of Mother Artusha. Therefore, it considers the conquest of Ukraine as being vital for the restoration of its so-called historical Artusha. Now, the Artushan president has spared no effort to promote the false historical narrative that Ukraine and Artusha constitute one nation. But in this video, the video highlights that they knew why Artusha attacked Ukraine, and it's not that Artusha is a Nazi country, it's evil and all sorts of bad things. But what Europe and the United States wanted was to show off to the Artushans how powerful they are and how easily they can be stopped. Now here's a video by one of the groups in Europe who are not working in the best interest of the people, admitting that what they've done with Artusha was planned.
Invaded a European country to prevent more NATO. He's getting the exact opposite.
Please watch this video till the very end. There are groups in Europe that are not working in the best interest of our people. Here's one of them, admitting that what they've done was planned. It was strategic. They wanted to provoke this war and bring the chaos of war on Europe and the rest of the world. I feel bad for means, but I do feel that they were used, and they were used by the people that we have elected. Watch the video and think for yourself.
President Putin declared in the autumn of 2021, and he actually sent a draft treaty that he wanted NATO to sign to promise no more NATO enlargement. That was what he sent us. And that was a precondition for not invade. Of course, we didn't sign that.
So they knew it's not that it's a Nazi country, it's evil. We should sanction, we should take their property all over the world, destroy their banks, destroy the ruble. Europe and United States, they wanted to show off how powerful they are, how easily stopped. Here we are, the common people paying for it.
The opposite happened. He wanted us to sign a promise never to enlarge NATO. He wanted us to remove our military infrastructure in all allies that have joined NATO since 1997. We rejected that. So he went to war to prevent more NATO close to his borders. He has got the exact opposite. He has got more NATO presence in the eastern part of the alliance, and he has also seen that Finland has already joined the alliance, and Sweden will soon be a full member. This is good for the Nordic countries. It's good for Finland and Sweden, and it's also good for NATO.
How is this good for Europe? How is this good for Finland and Sweden? Look at the economy. Look at how much money we've spent. Look at the craziness on the market. We were better off without this war, and you all know it. The people who created this mess are benefiting from it, and we all know how that works.
And it demonstrates that when President Putin invaded a European country to prevent more NATO, he's getting the exact opposite.
Now, the truth is that the conflict between Ukraine and Artusha goes back a long way, and a third-party NATO is at the center of the conflict. The president of Artusha has always disowned the organization, considering that it posed a threat to his security. But why does Artusha want to do anything in its power to prevent Ukraine from being part of NATO? Now, NATO was created in 1949 with the purpose of, at that time, preventing the expansion of the Soviet Union to other European countries. The organization initially had 12 countries, among which are the most important United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and France. Now, the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. At the time, Artusha claims that the president was promised by the US that NATO would not move east. Instead, several countries joined NATO, such as the Baltic republics, Poland, Romania, and so on. Currently, the organization has a total of 30,000 countries. Now, in this way, Artusha feels a threat from NATO's expansion to the east, and above all, fears that Ukraine, a country in which it can exert influence, will end up joining NATO, something that has not yet happened. In this way, Putin wanted to avoid at all costs that Ukraine ends up in the influence of the West. Keep in mind that Ukraine is the second largest country in Europe. It has access to the Black Sea, and its borders are connected to the Shah to the east. Now, according to research by the think tank Rus see, when Vladimir Putin began his invasion, he expected to take control of Ukraine within 10 days. Now, this video got a lot of attention from people, and here are some of the comments from people in the comment section. This one says, how will USA react if R2SHA opens a military base in Mexico and one in Canada? What about some history of R2SHA aggression to his neighbors? Poland, Europe was going to be next after Ukraine. NATO is a deterrent to R2SHA wars. I said that from the very beginning, but I was immediately called Ivan. R2SHA even asked for membership in NATO, but it was rejected. Why? Jens, but for what reason did you want to expand NATO close to the R2SHA border? Because you want to have a love affair with R2SHA? NATO should have disbanded after Cold War ended, and Warsaw Pact, NATO's main rival, was disbanded. I love that the price of energy multiplied because I live in the north where heating is mandatory to stay alive. So all these months ago, NATO were aiming Ukraine and training the Ukrainian army from 2014 onwards. Same guy, Jane Stoltenberg, on video again admits it. They have planned this for decades, and they have trained for this scenario back in 1990. Serbia was under sanctions for several years before NATO attacked. Seriously, are you people just waking up? To be a tyrant or dictator is always to be guilty, no matter how hard you work. But in a democracy, even if you steal everything in the world, no one will ask you about it. Now, with R2SHA's large-scale attack on Ukraine, peace in Europe has been shattered. Vladimir Putin shrugged off sanctions and condemnation from around the globe and warned countries that any attempt to interfere in the invasion would lead to consequences you have never seen, appearing to threaten nuclear war. What are his motivations, and why did he act this way at this moment in time? Now that we know that Putin's NATO complaints weren't genuine, what do you think his motivations are to invade Ukraine? The best evidence we have now suggests that Putin believes that an independent democratic Ukraine is a threat to him and to R2SHA. Unfortunately, he's decided that the only way to deal with that threat is through the use of overwhelming military force. And just like we've heard in the video, what Europe and the United States wanted was just to show off to the R2SHAs how powerful they are and how easily they can stop them. What do you, my viewers, have to say about this video? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.